Hello there, this is the way. What's going on, everybody? We've got ourselves a Clan Wren unit expansion preview today for Star Wars Legion. So put on your Mandalorian gear and let's talk about this. Pretty cool because this is the first we've seen from Clan Wren, really, as far as an actual preview. We haven't even seen the actual full unit card yet, so very, very exciting. If you are new here, let me remind you there's still a huge giveaway going on right now all month long for a $100 Amazon gift card. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. Also, there's plenty of new masks and neck gaiters and shirts, all of that stuff down in the description below. You can get stuff like this one right here. Full wraparound, or that we have mask versions of all of this stuff. And that's going to do it for the admin stuff. Let's go ahead and jump right in. We get a good look at these models. These were announced at the same time as like the ARC Troopers and all that other stuff with the flight stands and the silhouettes that came out at the same time. So you don't have to worry about your characters being 6 feet up in the air because they're gonna... Actually, they look really cool here too, don't they? Look at that. Those look really fun. These are definitely going to be very, very fun. And we have our Mandalorian Resistance Rebel unit card. It's 72 points for a Special Forces with only 3 units. Honestly, I'm like looking at just the base unit card. It seems a little strange to me. Like I was expecting it to be like, oh, they're going to be so great. They're going to be so great. And initially, my very, very first impression, and this is a hot take, I'm not that impressed. Maybe once we start to kind of put builds together and I have like a couple of days to sit down and analyze this, then sure, maybe there'll be some build ideas that look really, really good with it. But at least for just the base unit, like I can't see running like a naked Mandalorian Resistance unit. Very much. Because it's 3 hit points. And I mean, I get that you're impervious with a red defensive surge, but it's 3 hit points, and I mean, my red dice are terrible lately, so I feel like I just one shot they'd just be dead. The regular stormtroopers could just take these guys out in one shot. Like that's just because I just see that happening in my head. So, but let's be a little more objective here. They're 72 points. They're cheaper than Wookiees. By 3 points, although they have 6 less health than Wookiees. They're actually very comparable to Wookiees in that you have 3 miniatures. They're pretty mobile as far as jump versus Indomitable and Expert Climber, or Unhindered rather, which is kind of interesting. The same courage amount. They've got offensive surge. What they lack in hit points, they make up for in defense. So it's a little bit more random, right? Like you're hoping you don't get that blank on the reds, whereas the Wookiees are just like, I know I'm getting blanks, but I've got lots of hit points. So I feel like definitely the comparison to make here is Wookiees. You still got Special Forces, still got training, you've got still got gear, you've got comm, which Wookiees don't have. You got a weapon hardpoint, which Wookiees don't have, and you have grenades, which Wookiees do have. You don't have that second training option that Wookiees happen to have. And their weapons are actually very similar. You've got a black and a white for melee, where Wookiees have 2 blacks, and you have 2 black for range 1 to 2, whereas Wookiees have a black and a white. So, like, slightly better ranged than slightly worse combat, but still, good for both. Problem is, they're just like Wookiees, that ranged attack is range 2, which means you have to get really close and dangerous. And that's going to be a little bit problematic. You probably get shot a lot. I think statistically you'll probably, shrug off a lot of those shots in that you've got, you got the red defense die, you've got defensive surge. Speed 3, however, is really, really nice here. And for a unit that you can take multiples of, I think that's one of the most interesting things about them is that they're very, very fast with jump. The Wookiees do not have that kind of speed, and I'll be honest with you, when I first looked at this unit and I was giving you my very, very first impressions, I didn't even realize they were speed 3 until like just now as I'm going through the card. So we're kind of doing it in real time. So I think speed 3 is actually going to be their signature kind of thing, because that's something that really makes them kind of stand out. You typically speed 3 has not been reserved for a generic unit that you could take multiples of. I mean, unless I'm just missing something here, I just can't recall it. So that is really good for. I feel like these guys are just all going to be all about objectives. all about objectives and get with using jump 2 and speed 3. That gives them a tremendous ability to get somewhere potentially quickly. So I could see maybe thinking about objective play with these. That's a possibility. Now they have jump 2, they have impervious. Again, so if you're being attacked with pierce, it's not as good as being immune to pierce, but it does give you extra dice, so you have a chance. In my experience, impervious doesn't always cut it though, but it's still, hey, better to have it than not to have it. And then nimble, where you are, if you spend a dodge token, you're going to gain another dodge token. Nimble is one of my least favorite keywords in the game because it means I kind of have to take a dodge action, and like taking dodge actions. It's not so bad if you've got something like quick thinking, but I just don't really see nimble being useful on these guys, like, as of right now. We got some other things though, and this one is really cool. We have jetpack rockets. We're finally seeing that X actually show up on non-supply deck cards. So the jetpack rocket's really cool. That means this is a one-time per game you use it and then it's gone. So they can launch rockets as an alternate attack. So they are not actually truly restricted to range 1 to 2, because at least once per game they have that longer ranged attack. It's going to be a 3 to 4 attack. It's going to have blast, and it's going to have impact 1. Now, unfortunately, you can't just have like one dude fire his rocket and add it to a pool to give it blast and then save everybody else's. Like, once you use the card is gone. So when somebody fires, even if you only want one dude to fire the rocket, they're all gonna, the opportunity for the rocket's gone for the rest of the game. So, because part of me was thinking about, if I got 3 guys, don't I have kind of like 3 rockets, so couldn't I do it 3 times? It would be kind of funny. But yeah, blast and impact 1, it's cool. It gives you a little bit of options. Now here's the thing though, if you got 3 or potentially 4 of these with their the heavy weapon option, you could actually have impact 4, because this is on the weapon. The weapon does get multiplied per unit firing the weapon, so this could be an impact 4 attack. So this could be a really good anti-vehicle attack when you if you need it. So it's a pretty versatile weapon, and for 8 points for a one-shot might be a little bit steep, for something you can't do more than once. But hopefully, if you're playing them right, I'm guessing you'd probably be closer after the round of shooting here. So I like that. It makes for either the long approach, like that, the sniper into cover, or the anti-vehicle shot. So you have some options with a shot like this. That much is kind of cool. We've seen the Beskad Duelist already with the two red for this heavy weapon, and it's gonna upgrade your melee option, definitely. It's an extra mini. Now 28 points is a little expensive for a mini. You gain, not as bad as some other heavies that we've seen, but it's certainly up there. You're going to gain the Duelist keywords, which means after performing a melee attack, if you spend an aim token, you gain Pierce, or if you spend a dodge, you gain Immune to Pierce. So again, immunity to Pierce is better than Impervious, but yeah, this is just all around a pretty decent melee option. If you're going to be in there up and close and personal, I mean, that works pretty well. And it's it's funny. Now we also get to look at the Wrens. So we get to look at Ursa Wren. Now, again, Mandalorian resistance only. So like we're seeing some not asymmetry between this and what we know so far from Inferno Squad, in that Ursa Wren is Mandalorian resistance only. You can't just put her in other units and stuff, and that was kind of like, I think a lot of people who are fans of Fleet Troopers may have been hoping that we could have gotten something, to help out, in the same way that Inferno Squad looks to be helping Snow Troopers, kind of really hoping that this was going to help out Fleet Troopers, but it doesn't look like that at all. So Ursa Wren's got 2 hit points though, so that is good. 38 points, so very expensive heavy weapon option here, but she's just fantastic. I really like her for a number of reasons. I think she really is going to be my go-to option for running this unit. She is also a range 1 to 2 weapon, but she's got 3 dice, red, black, and white, so improving on the ranged die a little bit. She's going to give you Dauntless. Now, Dauntless is going to be huge, because if you're getting shot a lot, you can not chocolate. Not if you're getting chocolate, but if you're getting shot a lot and your red dice are working well, then you're probably going to accrue quite a bit of suppression tokens. And Dauntless is a phenomenal keyword. I don't know how many of you guys go up against Pathfinders a lot. I do, and I've seen how basically they're able to, from a certain point of view, completely ignore suppression, especially if you got a Courage 3 commander out there. So you can potentially not worry about about panicking. They're just incredible. So Dauntless is going to be really, really good with Ursa Wren. Leader, of course, it becomes the leader, so she's the last one to die. And Longshot, unfortunately, here only increases her weapon. So she could shoot at distance 3. Everybody else is still going to be stuck at distance 2. It only increases this weapon's maximum range. So in the case of using Longshot with her, it's cool to have the option. You can only make it, but it's still you'd be spending an aim just to be able to take a single range 3 shot with 3 dice. I don't know how great that's going to be. However, I think it'd be exceptionally good if you're splitting fire, because instead of taking the aim to do it, I would rather just move, and it's not you're not going to do this in a situation I can't quite hit you guys, but I'll take an aim and shoot with Ursa. You probably won't do that unless, of course, it's to knock off somebody's standby or something like that. What you probably would do in that case is just move and attack and throw all the dice in there. I'd rather have the much larger dice pool. But it's good if you're splitting fire. And I guess it's just good to have that as an option. But I think Dauntless is really the big thing here. And also the fact that she's got 2 health. Because having an extra HP that's not going to take a mini out of the unit is going to be huge on somebody that's only got 4. If you're running Ursa on this, you only got 4 hit points in the whole unit, or 4 minis in the whole unit, so you don't want to start losing one. So you may want to give her a wound fairly earlier on in the process. So I like that Ursa Wren as the 2 hit points. And we've got Tristan Wren also. Also has 2 hit points. Also 38 points. So there's a little bit of symmetry there between them. Tristan has lethal 1. You can spend an aim token to gain Pierce. I like that a little bit better. And suppressive honestly makes him good. Now he's also range 3. Doesn't require. He's just naturally got the range 3 built in, but he sacrifices a die for it, so he's up to 2 black, which could end up giving you about the same average results. I'm not doing the math in front of me right now, but he's got about the same results as Ursa does. So Tristan looks pretty good. And I think that's about it for this preview. I mean, we're going to probably break it down more and talk a little bit more about it, where I'm live streaming a little bit later tonight. Gen Con is this week, so stick with us. We'll probably have another preview out soon. It's strange for this preview to come out on a Monday, but hey, I'm happy for it. Maybe we'll get more soon. All right, that's all I've got for you guys. I want to thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you for the patrons who are sticking with me and have been amazing. Thank you so much. And as always, have a great day.